I'm calling the Town of East Long Meadow Planning Board meeting of Tuesday, May 5th, 2026 to order. First order of business, I have to ask if there's anyone in the audience who might be recording this meeting. If so, would you please state your name? Hearing none, I'll ask one more time. If anyone's in the audience recording this, please state your name and the method you're recording. Hearing none, roll call.
Anderson.
Russell Denver.
Cassandra Swallow.
Robert Terrell.
Rob Wachilla, Director of Planning.
We need the approval of the April 21st, 2026 meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made in second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So two announcements. So both items under public hearings require a special permit. That requires 4 affirmative votes of the planning board. As you can see, we're down 1 member this evening. So the petitioners, you can, at your request, you can ask that we open the meeting, take testimony, and then if you wish, you could wait until all 5 members are here before you take a vote. So we'll give you that option to do that. And due to scheduling issues and the town election, which is on June 2nd, this board will not meet again until June 16th after this evening. So with that, I would ask the clerk to read the first item.
Yes, sir. Case SP-2026-01, request for a special permit to operate a restaurant at 55 White Avenue, Assessor's Parcel ID 27-41-14, located in the Business Zoning District. Applicant Robert Cicero, 38 Renclue Street, Springfield, Mass. 01118.
So I'd ask the applicant or their representative to please come forward. Would you let the board know who you are?
Of course. Good evening. My name is John Tomaszewski with R. Levesque Associates. Also here with me tonight is the applicant, Robert Cicero. We are here to present to you a special permit application to allow for a restaurant use within the business district. The project location is 55 White Avenue, which is actually at the corner of White Avenue and Elm Street. This is the old Stacy's Cleaners, the old laundromat. And what the applicant is proposing to do is turn it into a restaurant. The existing building is located on the southwest portion of the property. The building, there will be no changes to the building. It will utilize the same footprint as it is, and all the changes will take place inside. There is existing parking on site. One of the things we are proposing is to formalize the parking to make it safer, we would hope, by creating one-way directional flow through the site. There are 2 curb cuts on Elm Street, one on White Ave, as probably everyone knows. So we're proposing to have one-way traffic enter in on White Avenue and exit onto Elm Street. We're proposing 10 parking spaces. There'd be no expansion of the parking. We would utilize the same footprint that is there. All utilities would be maintained as they are currently. As I said, the surrounding properties are residential. There's an existing pretty decent buffer between fence lines and trees and shrubs along the perimeter to sort of screen the project itself. We are proposing a dumpster as well in the rear. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. We have, like I said, there are 10 parking spaces. We're required to have 1 space for each 3 seats within the restaurant. We're proposing 30 seats, so we need 10 parking spaces. So, the main entrance would be at the corner here, and then there would be 2, I believe there's 2 employee entrances towards the rear in the kitchen area.
So where are you going to prepare the food, on the first floor?
Yes, it would be in the rear of the building. This is the side of it. Actually, I do have footprint. I have that here.
Oh, I see, in the back of the building. Yep.
So this is Elm Street and White Ave. This is the corner, so that you enter here. There'd be 2 entrances towards the rear. I think the counter of the laundromat was over here. Maybe I don't remember.
No, it was towards the entrance.
Over here.
Yeah.
I've only been there once or twice years ago. So yeah, kitchen areas in the back, the seating areas here, restrooms over in this area.
Good.
Questions? So I'm going to talk about the parking. So angled parking?
Correct.
Okay. And signage for parking? To direct people on the one-way.
Yeah, I mean, something we could add is, a do not enter sign in here, because obviously, I think people probably are used to probably coming in this way.
You will be adding.
And then until people figure out what the traffic pattern is, I think.
Are you going to have big arrows, the big paint?
Yeah, there'll be painted arrows on the pavement as well, yeah.
But definitely a do not enter sign.
Yeah, yes, that makes sense.
Okay, and where will the dumpster be located?
It would be located right here. Pickup would be off hours because it would require the truck to come in this way to make the easiest movement.
So you reference off hours. So when we have put restaurants or permitted restaurants in town, number one concern from the residents has always been hours of pickup of trash and dumpsters and so forth. So we don't want to see pickup at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
So we will probably, if we approve it, put in a condition that it not be, prior to 7 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
Type of situation. Yeah.
Understand that.
And whoever you use, they know what we do here in East Long Meadow, just to make sure of that.
How about hours of operation and days?
Do you want to speak to that or?
Yeah, so,
Please sign in if you haven't done that.
so you said hours.
You introduce yourself.
I'm Robert Cicero. I'm looking to own.
You can say it, it's okay.
So we're gonna be closed on Tuesdays all day. And then Monday to Sunday will be 10:30 to 7 PM.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So you can have the dumpster stuff and your delivery's done.
Oh, yeah, yep, that's the plan, yep. And I have a question, is that gonna be the same thing for deliveries as well?
10 to,
10:30 to 7 PM. Yeah,
Yeah, anything that's going to cause.
Correct.
There's neighbors right there. It's gonna
Right,
cause The disturbance.
right. Okay.
we don't want the beeping,
Yep.
and but, all of that.
Understandable.
So you do, so I got out and walked it today. So there is some shrubbery, and there's a beat-up old fence. Are you going to improve on that?
I see shrubbery planted here.
Yeah, there's a fence.
Probably the majority of the shrubs are on the abutting property. The existing pavement does go pretty close to the property line. So while there is a buffer, it's probably mostly on the abutting property, but there's not much to enhance it in any way, but it is pretty well screened.
Stockade fence.
Huh?
Stockade fence.
It's a stockade fence that's not in the best condition, yeah.
And I believe it's on the neighbor's property.
Okay. And the type of cuisine?
It's just gonna be like made to order gourmet sandwiches, steak and cheeses, Italian sausage, pepper and onions, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
Do you intend to offer any delivery, like DoorDash or something?
Not for my first 6 months, I don't believe I will. I want to prove my concept before I get into any of that.
Yeah, so just repeating history, so with other restaurants, so that does become an issue because they're not really counted for your, so many parking spaces per seats. And so if have a very successful takeout business with DoorDash, it creates more traffic. And then where do those people park? Because as she knows, they don't listen when you tell them what to do. And so that becomes something that I give a little thought to
Okay,
on that, so,
no problem.
yeah. More questions?
The proposed screening for the dumpster is proposed as
Stockade.
stockade fence, okay. Is there any outdoor plans? Okay, because there's not really much space.
No outdoor plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yep,
one question I wanted to bring up to the board is the issue of off-street parking on White Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So I just want to throw that out there. Thank you.
No parking on the road.
There's successful, and then there's really successful. And so during your busy times, when your lot fills up, we really don't want people parking, obviously, on Elm or on White. It's a residential street.
Are there no parking signs on Elm? Because there should be some no parking signs, absolutely.
So to my knowledge, I know some of the side streets allow for on-street parking, but you can condition this business to not allow for customers to park on the street if they're coming inside the business.
A really bad place to park on.
I think because they're right there on the corner. I know, I was talking to the town manager about this morning. He said a lot of the main roads banned on-street parking, but a lot of those side streets and neighborhoods, including White Avenue and I think Elm, I could be wrong about Elm. I know White Avenue definitely allows for on-street parking, just in general. So, I mean, you could decide as a board whether you would rather have no on-street parking for this business, which you have the right to do, or you could allow for it under certain circumstances. I mean, it's kind of your prerogative to figure out what you want to do there.
Well, if the parking lots are full, excuse me, that's maximum for the tables in a place, so I would say no on-street parking. I think it's a bad spot right there on, which street is it?
White.
Elmer White.
We have,
Yeah, both.
yeah. I would say, so I do, in your packets, towards the end where the conditions are, I do have that as a possible condition.
Yep.
Could discuss that and a few other items as well, so that could be a conversation for later.
Sure.
Hearing, definitely your choice.
For what it's worth, there's a big parking lot directly across the street. There's a few others that have had busy businesses and they've reached out and asked if overflow parking could go there, so.
Are you talking about Pride's parking lot?
Well, the former.
Or behind room,
building, yeah.
those was? Yeah.
There's an opportunity there for whomever is now the current owner.
Just don't want, I want you to be successful, but I don't want you to be so successful that people are parking at Romito's and crossing right there. Because that is a very busy, and most people don't pay attention to crosswalks, so, yeah, but, okay. Anything else you want to add before we ask anyone else who would like to talk about this to come up?
I thank you for the opportunity.
Sure.
Thank you.
If anyone else would like to be heard, please step forward, sign in. Hi,
Good evening, how are you?
good, have a seat.
Hi, my name is Christine Greco. I live on 20 Pleasant Street, but my driveway is on White Ave at the very top.
Yep,
Should I address you or everyone, or how does
right,
this?
you can address us.
Just had a couple questions about, actually, the width of White Street is very narrow, and I'm concerned about, I've had a couple cars not make the turn and almost hit my house, hit the tree, hit my mailbox, hit a couple things, so just wondering about what the traffic is gonna look like. Not so sure that I want cars coming in off of White, because they'll probably scoot down the street and in that way. I just don't know if it's a better option to have them come in off of Elm. Just something to think about, because there's no other businesses, it's all residential, and I've lived there for, I don't know, 25, 30 years, and it's a very sharp turn, and there's some kids, and the kids ride their bikes, and it's just concerning to me that the kids will come down the hill, and I just get concerned with the traffic, because the kids are coming down on their bikes and the cars are whipping up. It just concerns me that,
But you'd have the exiting traffic instead of the entering traffic.
well, unless they come from like Wilbraham, come down White Ave and shoot in that way.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you put the traffic flow the other way,
No.
they're gonna come out on White Ave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not gonna allow any parking there on White Ave.
And
And do you have that same issue with I know it won't be as busy, or this would be busier, but you've got the accounting firm right across the street on White Avenue. Where are those people, do they go
I
out?
think-
Do they go out?
right, I think that's a different,
It's a different environment.
it's a different, like the people, I don't know how many people come in and how often, I think during tax season maybe, but the rest of the year, I think
There's an armed gate there anyway.
Yeah, okay.
I think the gate's broken. It hasn't been there in a while, but people can come in from Pleasant also.
Right.
I feel there's someone that parks their truck there and blocks that a lot of the time. So,
I've never been able to use it, I know that much.
yeah, there's usually a big truck now that just blocks it, so I don't know what that's about. One of my concerns also is the lighting. I thought that the town had a bylaw that there's not supposed to be lighting that like shoots out from a building.
Yeah,
be
so
downward
it's going to be one of the conditions that the lighting has to face down.
Okay. Because I know that the gas station put in a light that shines right in my bedroom now, because my house overlooks, like I can see right out that window and I'll be able to see the building, and I don't know how that was allowed, but that light's right in my face. It shines from the building out towards me.
That shouldn't be allowed, so I would make sure I make somebody aware of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'd have to go back and look, and maybe Rob, you can do this, go back and look at the original conditions on the Pride Station.
Sure.
And see what their lighting called for, and if they're in violation, we
Yeah.
would have the zoning enforcement officer go in and make.
Thank you. I did call, and also about the bank, because the key bank lights are right out like that. I'm just hoping that this wouldn't have the lights, they would be on like a pole shining at the building, not on the building shining out. And then if this does get approved for a restaurant use, does it open it up to a different restaurant?
So this, if this permit is granted, it's awarded to the petitioner only.
Okay,
And then if there's a change in ownership, they would have to come back and.
gotcha. Okay. I'm just concerned about like like I said, my bedroom window's there, so if it's a restaurant that's like, have like really distinctively smelling food, I don't want to be smelling that 24/7.
So why don't we ask you about your odor suppression, if you have such a thing?
Yeah, we have ventilation and put systems and systems that allow brand new air conditioning in the building, so.
Okay, good. Because someone reminded me yesterday of the former coffee roaster that apparently had put out quite the odor, and they had to do something about that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, how about the restaurant up at Four Corners? It's a smokestack, 2 days a week.
Okay.
What about alcohol?
Nope.
Okay.
The alcohol permit is granted through the town council. I got a big shaking of the head back there. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then, yeah, my only thing is the parking. I know there's like kids that live right, and I can't speak for them, but I just get concerned about the parking and if it spills onto White Ave.
It's not gonna be allowed to.
Okay. What will happen, like, will someone monitor and ticket them, or?
Well, I'm gonna ask that a no parking sign be put there. Somebody's there. And they're illegally, so.
Okay. Okay. Right, thank you so much.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
If there's anyone else like to be heard on this matter, please step forward.
I'm gonna sign in quick. So hi, my name's Marie Boucher. I'm the homeowner at 37 White Avenue. I'm 3 houses down from the property. I wanted to kind of run back to the conversation we just had about the proposed parking, recommending coming in through Elm and out through White. I had the same idea about traffic on White. I agree, there's lots of kids, there's lots of animals, kids use the street, people walk on the street, so I definitely have those same concerns. My suggestion would be when exiting the property onto White, if we could do a right turn only. And so that would eliminate any traffic.
They won't be exiting through White.
But if you change it, that's what I'm suggesting. So if we change the parking so that you enter through Elm, exit through White, and then have a right turn only, there's no option to really travel on the majority of the residential area of White. Would just be my suggestion if that's something we could consider. Because I'm definitely worried about the increased traffic, especially, hoping if it does get implemented, it is successful. Delivery drivers are huge. Pickup orders are huge. Those are people who are going to be coming in and out quick on a street that really right now doesn't have a lot of traffic. So that would just be my one consideration. And then the other comment I had was related to parking, and I know we discussed we're not going to allow customer parking. Would those signs explicitly state no customer parking? Because I know a lot of the residents on White
Just no parking.
rely on the street parking because we have single driveways. And so if you have more than one resident with a car per household, you have to play a lot of like car charades. So my only comment would be maybe if we could have signs that say, no customer.
No parking, period. That's what it's gonna say. Those little signs that are
But
red
her
and white.
point is, then it impacts residents.
Residents.
Have people
Who rely on street parking.
parking.
And I understand that's not our property, but when we purchase the homes. we
Does anybody
accept.
park between the driveway entrance now on White Street and?
I know one of my neighbors regularly parks on the street.
down-
I personally don't, not down at the corner,
That's what-
but up towards,
You don't want to put them on the whole street, you just want to put them in front of the building.
Yeah, just between Elm Street and the entrance to the parking lot.
so how would that prevent customers from parking in front of my property and the property of other residents on the street?
Well, if the parking lot's full, that means they're at capacity, so they shouldn't be there anyway.
That's not enforceable.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
How?
it's every.
Head count if it gets out of hand.
So I can chime in here. So usually, the way we do these things is that it's a mechanism to enforce it. And usually it prompts the business owner to make his customers aware that they can't park there. So if enough residents on the street come to us and say, hey, I don't know what your business is called, so I'm just gonna say sandwich shop. Sandwich shop is generating a lot of traffic from my house. People are damaging my lawn, stuff like that. Usually we send our code enforcement officer to go there and address it with the business owner to set up a plan on how they can resolve the issue.
Or see anybody.
That's usually how we do it. For folks in the audience as well, like if there's any sort of complaints you have for any businesses that have a permit with this board, you can actually reach out to the building department. And the building commissioner usually enforces the zoning regulations in town.
So
Okay.
he's-
Ready?
Great. And then that was all my comments. Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Question for you. If you change the flow from Elm Street to White Ave, you're gonna lose some parking spaces, correct? With the angle parking?
We'd have to look, it would,
Yeah,
I mean, without doing the layout, it would seem you'd probably lose parking.
which would diminish the number of seats.
I think if you reversed it, you'd probably encourage more people to go down White Ave than, upon exiting anyway, so.
Does anyone else, oh, go ahead.
No,
So-
that's fine.
Go ahead and finish.
No. I just want to say, such a short distance, the side of the building isn't that long, so they put one no parking sign there. I never see anybody park down there anyway. But then it won't bother the rest of you folks on the street that have to alternate your parking. I never see anybody park here anyway.
Right at the corner.
At the
of White
corner,
now.
yeah. Of White and Elm. So,
Anyone else like to be heard on this matter? Please step forward. Okay. If no one else wants to be heard on this matter, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
so move. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so it's back to us. So we do have some proposed conditions that were provided by the planning director. So let me kind of read them in, and then we can discuss it. So first, the hours of operation shall be from 10:30 to 7 PM, with no, being closed on Tuesdays. Okay. All necessary licenses to operate the intended business shall be obtained and kept current active at all times. A special permit is awarded to Robert Cicero. Any change in ownership of the business shall require an amendment to the special permit. The proposed signage shall adhere to section 450-5-8 of the zoning bylaw. The number of seats inside the restaurant shall not exceed 30. The flow of traffic on site shall be one-way and appropriately marked with signage, including but not limited to painted arrows, posted signage at all times. Trash receptacles shall be screened from view at all times, and I'd like to add, and to the immediate rear of the building.
It shows it.
Yep, okay. Exterior facing lights shall be downcast and shielded to protect light spillage onto neighboring properties. Street parking associated with the proposed restaurant use is strictly prohibited, and we would probably then ask the town or the applicant to work with the town to have a no parking anytime between the driveway on White Street and Elm Street.
And Elm Street also.
And Elm Street, yes, and Elm Street as well. We would put a condition that any pickup of trash receptacles, the dumpster and/or any deliveries take place no earlier than 7 AM. Did I miss anything, Rob?
Deliveries?
Yes, delivery shall be the same, no earlier than 7 AM,
Okay.
and no later than 7 PM. Yeah.
And that
Right,
goes
so-
for, so I just want to clarify, so deliveries of goods that the business needs, correct? Not like delivery drivers.
No. And so I still have where I'm trying to visualize what you're gonna do with, is it Grubhub and?
DoorDash.
DoorDash. So, you really can't designate one spot for them to pull into, because then it would impact the number of seats you can have in the restaurant. So what would you propose?
As far as having them not count towards the.
Well, so you're gonna have one entrance into the building.
Correct.
And is it gonna be the existing entrance that,
Correct. the main-
that was
yeah,
there
the main
before?
entrance right at the.
So, I can't remember after I walked it today, is there a rear entrance to the facility?
There's actually two.
Okay, can you make one of them a pickup?
It would be a little difficult because those two entrances are gonna be like directly kind of into our kitchen area. So that's why we made the customer-only entrance right at the front. And then the other two would, obviously employees could come and then delivery drivers would just pull in the parking lot, come through that other entrance on the side.
There might,
Somebody who deals with the delivery drivers on a daily basis, I can see it running into the problem of them parking between the no parking signs with their hazards on to just run in if the door is just on the corner. So I see what you're saying.
I wanna get them in off the street,
Right.
is what I'm trying to do,
there could
to
be
identify.
There's a space right here.
ability at the north end of the building here, because with this being one-way traffic, this is a pretty wide drive aisle, so I don't want to say we can do it, but there might be an opportunity to get a parking only, for those.
I'd like to see something that's just identified for
Specifically for the drivers.
streetwide, yeah.
Two cars.
There's also space by the dumpster.
Correct.
Yes, yeah.
So, Mr. Chair, would you entertain a condition to just add 2 more spaces for delivery drivers on that side, if it fits? Would that be acceptable to the board?
I'd be fine with even one more, but I don't know what the board thinks.
That's up to the board.
Fine.
Yeah,
So additional space for delivery drivers only, for
yeah.
ride share delivery, not,
And just
Fazio's
put a
has one right by their
sign
door.
on the building,
Yeah.
you know,
Identifiable.
yeah.
It says pick up only at Fazio's.
Pick up only. Yep.
I would say, if that was the case and the board decides to make that a condition, you should put that on the plans.
Sure.
That you finalize and send to us.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. So board, 1 space or 2?
At least one.
I think one
I
is
mean,
fine.
I don't know how long, though, it started, I'm looking at the map here. It's-
Yeah, if you want to make it conditional upon what the applicant can provide, at least 1, that's totally fine. We can put the condition in as that, but I just wanted to double check, make sure that's what the board wants to do.
Oh, I do want to do an identified space for delivery.
We can look at trying to get 2, but I think we could certainly get 1.
How long is that side of the building that,
This year,
yeah,
I don't know if it's dimensioned on the other plan, but I don't have a dimension.
it'd be hard to get 2 spaces in there. You might be able to do one by the dumpster, one by there, though.
I think we're looking at,
Maybe 1 here. and
I
here.
think,
Yeah.
so we're looking at the map here, and I think you're actually looking at the north, as you're looking at there, yeah, that right there.
Yeah, a little wide.
Yeah, there and by the dumpster.
That's definitely.
They're trying to-
Also, those spaces don't have to be the same parking style as the other spaces.
Doors.
You can have a parallel parking spot for delivery drivers, as long as they can safely enter and exit the property. I think that's the most important thing.
Sure.
Well,
So we're also going to put a condition that has to be marked with some sort of signage, whether it's on the wall,
Right.
whether it's a freestanding post, just some sort of identification marker.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, but that's just the front, though. You can't see the back.
Yeah, but-
That's pretty cool.
No, I was thinking in those pictures. Yeah,
Oh,
So the dumpster's gonna be where your thumb is.
right there.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, the dumpster's right here.
Yeah,
So you could do one in here and one on the end.
yeah. Ideally, we'd like to get 2.
Okay,
but at a minimum, we have to have one.
sure. We'll see what we can do. Yeah.
Because, we really are, we trying to be as considerate as we possibly can for the neighbors, and you want to keep as much traffic off of White. So I've lived in town for now 25 years. I know that, and I walk that area every single day, so I'm really, really well aware of that. And when I took the rotary, came around, and I took the rotary from North Main, came all the way around, and then went in White. And you're on White for 15, 20 feet, and then you're taking the left. I don't know how many people would come down Pleasant. Oh, which street would they come down? No, they would come down, Pleasant.
Pleasant, take a red and white. Right.
Yeah, you'd really have to know
You have to know.
that, to be able to do that. Okay. Yeah, and we're gonna keep, the lights are gonna be down, so the reference to the woman who talked about the lighting at the gas station, so all the lights have to be down. We're gonna put the no parking on White Street between the entrance on White and Elm. Okay.
And on Elm.
And on Elm, yep, okay.
So the only thing about putting signage on the town road, Mr. Chair, is that you have to get approval from DPW.
Yep.
I don't think they're gonna go for that because people could still park there. So I think the business owner just has to have signage somewhere that says no parking for customers. I know there's a wall on that side, so you definitely utilize the wall space for signage that says no street parking for whatever your business name's gonna be. Do you know what that is off the top of your head?
Onas.
What's it called?
Onas.
Ona's?
Yep.
Okay, Ona's restaurant or takeout restaurant. So I think that might be the best way to do it. I would say maybe if you had that signage, I feel like it'd be more effective on the White Ave side, because I don't think anybody's gonna be parking on the street on Elm, just because of how it's lined. I mean, I'm sure somebody's gonna put their hazards on, but they could do it on that side too. But again, you can't really do the stick postage signs, because DPW wouldn't like that.
Yeah, so any signage on public ways go to the town council, doesn't come from us. So, okay.
So I think we'll add a condition to the no on-street parking that says parking on the signage on the building has to indicate that they can't park on the street if they're using that business. I feel like that's like the most effective way that you can really relay that message to folks who are going there. Because they can put directional signage on the building itself, as long as it's not over a certain size. So just so they don't have to go to the town council or to the DPW, I think that makes the most sense logically. Hope the board's in agreement with that.
I still think a sign on White Avenue will protect the people.
Yeah, so we can actually make the request to the
Yeah.
town council for that.
Okay, so is that what the board wants to do?
Do both.
There's a car carrier parked there today.
Was that? All right, so are we done with discussions? Yeah. Okay. So the proposed conditions begin on page 3 at under 6 proposed conditions. These are we'd have to approve the findings as this report. We'd have to approve the proposed conditions, the last H through O, plus the delivery driver parking spaces that we discussed. And that we would make a specific additional condition for the signage on White Ave on the building with no customer parking, and that this board would seek approval from the town council for a signage for between the driveway entrance and on Elm Street. Be no parking.
A do not enter sign on Elm Street.
And do not enter sign on Elm Street.
Okay.
So. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Do I have a motion to approve all those conditions?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on those? Hearing none, so on the conditions, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And now can I have a motion to approve the special permit with the conditions?
So moved.
Second.
Yeah.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So the question then becomes, because everybody always asks, because Stacy, everybody knew Stacy's Cleaners. So when do you anticipate to open?
In about 2-3 months.
Okay, yeah, okay. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys
All
very
right,
much.
thanks.
Thank you very much.
All
I
right,
will reach out to whoever the applicant is tomorrow about next steps. So just expect an email from me at some point.
Which is
I think I do, yeah. Whatever's on the open go.
steak and cheese.
did you eat before you came?
No,
Yeah, so there's.
That's why.
I know.
Through more details tomorrow. Yeah. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, no, good.
Good luck.
Thank you guys. Really
Good luck.
appreciate it. Good luck.
Take care. So did you play
We'll be
soccer
in.
at the high school?
I played at Cathedral. Yeah, okay. You did look familiar.
Did you go to Worcester State?
I did.
So my Jake is my son.
Jake Denver.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
I said, I know that.
Yes, yeah. I love Jake, yeah.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, how's your grandchildren? Good.
Good, we
Yeah.
got 2 now.
Yeah.
We got two little.
Yeah, I
red-
know, I saw it.
2 little redheads.
Yep.
Two little redheads.
Oh.
Yeah. You guys really
Yeah, good luck, good luck.
Thank you.
All right,
It's been here for a limited
you want to
time.
call the next?
Russ, you want the gavel?
Case SP 2026-02, request for a special permit to operate a restaurant at 51 Prospect Street, Assessor's Parcel ID 27-154A-A, located in the Business Zoning District. Applicant Anthony Wen, 26 Gates Ave, Springfield, Mass. 01118.
So the applicant or their representative, please step forward.
I got you, guys.
Good evening.
So just to preface it, so you heard a lot of our concerns
Heard a lot.
on a restaurant.
Yeah.
So during your presentation, I would hope that you could address a lot of that.
Yes. I would like to make a statement.
Sure.
Good evening. First, I would like to say thank you to the town of East Long Meadow for their unwavering support throughout this process, especially to the planning, building, tax collector, and health department representatives. Dear friend, family, former neighbors, new neighbors who are here today to support us. My name is Anthony Nguyen, and I'm here in this evening with my beautiful wife, Stephanie Lee. We have been proud residents of East Long Meadow for the past 16 years. Even prior to that, my family operated business in this town for many years, first on North Main Street and later at 51 Prospect Street, serving different neighborhoods and building lasting relationship with the community. East Long Meadow is truly my home. It is where I have earned my honored living, raised my family, and remain committed to contributing positively to the town. I take great pride in operating my business responsibly and respectfully, and in being an engaged and accountable member of this community. East Long Meadow had long been known as a business-friendly town, one that welcomed thoughtful investment while fairly enforcing local working, serving customers, and contributing to the town that I have supported for many years. I would like to briefly address my proposed restaurant at 51 Street, a property that I personally own. As both property owner and business operator, I take full responsibility for maintaining the site to the town standard and for the operating the restaurant in the manner that meaningful, well-managed, and compatible to the surrounding neighborhood. The proposed restaurant is a small fine dining establishment featuring cuisine that reflect my cultural heritage. Food that have been widely enjoyed by many people, different background. My goal is not to operate a high-volume venue, but to offer quality food, thoughtful service, and a welcoming atmosphere at the community I call home. There are 15 parking space on site. 3 are used by hair salon, which operate from Tuesday to Saturday, closed on Sunday and Monday. There are three are used for the restaurant staffer, and 9 space left for the restaurant patrons. I understand how the parking regulation translate 9 on-site parking space into a theoretical maximum of 27 patrons. However, I respectfully believe that this formula does not reflect the real-world parking demand for this specific restaurant. This is a small, fine dining establishment, not a high turnover or high volume business. Customers arrive gradually, stay for extended period, and often arrive together. In practice, couples or families sharing one vehicle, or some use ride share service, some are drop off, and others walk to the restaurant from nearby neighborhood. Because of this, the number of people dining inside the restaurant can reasonably exceed 27 without increasing the number of vehicles parked on site. I'm not asking for unlimited occupancy. I'm asking for the reasonable flexibility of 32 customers, equivalent to 8 four-seat tables that reflect the actual operation, not a mathematical maximum. The restaurant will be reservation-based and closely managed, and staff will actively monitor parking uses. If parking capacity is rich, seating will be adjusted to ensure that no overflow occur to the residential street or neighboring property. I have already taken significant steps to reduce parking impact. I voluntarily reduced the number of tables, choose not to use third-party delivery service like Uber Eats or DoorDash. I will put clear signage and directly instruct customers to use only designated parking for restaurant. As both the property owner and operator, I am fully accountable for how this business functions. I have every incentive to ensure that it operates responsibly and in the harmony with the surrounding neighborhood. The goal of the parking regulation is to prevent congestion and the neighborhood disruption, allowing modestly higher occupancy in this case does not increase parking demand and does not create additional impact. For the reason, I respectfully ask the board to allow the restaurant to accommodate up to 32 customers based on real-world use and operational control. In closing, I would like to thank you for your time and consideration.
Nice.
Questions for the applicant from the board?
Two is 5.
So just, again, I got out and I walked it today. So coming up from the Rotary, you've got Robert Charles Studio, and then the next building, what's in the next building? What is the next building?
The Charles Studio, and then the,
Is it?
CHD's Children and Human Development.
Oh,
yeah, they newly, they just moved in, I think, a couple months ago.
is it a counseling service? Are they there after
CHD?
5 o'clock?
It's a counseling service.
Are they there after 5 o'clock?
Yes, they are.
CHD?
Yes, I've seen them.
Okay.
Because children come.
Yeah,
You see a lot of kids come, they come after school
yeah,
with their parents.
yeah. Okay,
I wonder if it'll still be there, just lost a lot of funding.
yeah.
CHD did, yeah,
Yeah, they just laid off 70 people.
yeah.
Well, they're still there.
Yeah, okay, all right. Other questions?
Anthony,
Before we-
so I'm looking at this one, and there's 10 tables with 4 seats, that's 40.
That I originally proposed it, but after some neighbor come and had raised their concern, I listened and I be respectful, and I understand the concern. I said that this is my home. I grew up here. I raised my family here. I have business for many years. I listened to their concern. That's why I proposed. I voluntarily reduced to 8 tables, and also at first I try to partner with Uber Eats and DoorDash, but again, I think this is not a good idea. By bringing, I probably cause some problem. That's why I voluntarily not to have the partner with them.
Got it. Thank you.
So the reason I asked that question is, so you might know Villa Napolitano, which is the northern part of town on North Main Street.
Yeah.
So they're in a very small plaza. They did not have sufficient parking for what they wanted to do in the interior. And they actually worked with the property owner directly across the street and signed an agreement that that property owner would allow overflow traffic at Villa Napolitano to use that parking lot. So just thinking about this, so the ability for you to use those two other parking lots would more than cover, any overflow traffic.
It's only, he's asking for 1 2/3
I know.
parking spaces to be
I know.
deleted, so it's
Yeah.
not that much.
It's not that much, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
It's
hear
very
you.
small.
But, yeah. All right, any other questions before we open it to public, Rob?
Yeah, just to clarify, so thank you for clarifying the number of seats, so now it's 32, 8 tables with 4 seats. So the parking metric, it requires that he has at least 10.6 parking spaces.
Yeah,
So we'll round down to 10 or round up to 11, it's your choice. But he seems to have enough for that.
it does.
And a few extra for staff. Do you know how many staff you're anticipating to have on site?
Now, 2 staff and me.
So that's enough to cover what you need. So he meets the parking requirements with the number of seats.
Are you considering the hair salon too?
Yes, I believe the hair salon needed 3
3
seats.
spot, yeah.
Yep, so you need 12 spots total for your business, which you have.
Yes.
So it seems like parking meets the required code, Mr. Chair. Yep.
And I have a question on, so you put your hours of operation as 8 AM to 7 or 8 AM to 8 PM. Do you actually have customers at 8 AM?
I think I really, I'm so excited, I put in like 8 hours, right? But I might make some adjustment, like start with 9 to 7, and then from Monday to Friday, and then 9 to 6 from, and the 9 to 8 from Saturday and Sunday, but my wife really mad. She said I shouldn't work.
Wives do that, sometimes they get angry at you.
I told her that I am too late in the game. It's time for me to catch up with my retirement. But she said you shouldn't do that. But I might have to submit a request to change the working hour. But I would love to work like, much as I can.
So it's not, so what I think we're more concerned about is the hours that you're open for business. So what do you anticipate you will be open for customers to eat there?
From 9 to 7, Monday to Friday. And then from Saturday to Sunday, from 9 to 8.
Okay. So she's not giving you much of a break. That's for sure. Okay.
And to address the concern that the pickup dumpster, it's my wonderful neighbor. We talk about it, and I respect the quiet of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I've been here long enough. I know that I shouldn't do that. I have kids grow up.
So are you voluntarily offering a set hour that they won't?
Yeah.
come? And what would that be?
I mean, whatever work for the neighbor, I think probably after 7. I heard you say after 7.
Yeah, the town has an ordinance, a noise ordinance, I think it's from 10 PM to 7 AM.
I think so, yeah.
So at a minimum,
Yeah.
there can't be deliveries between,
I mentioned, I heard that you say after 7, so I.
after 7, huh?
Where's the dumpster?
On the side. Not on that one.
I should present you with the new drawing and
Oh, here we go.
that.
Is this your new drawing?
Yeah.
Can I keep this?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will send you electronic copy.
Thank you.
Show what here it is, it's right here.
And may I ask Ed one more thing?
Sure.
As we have in contact in the last few weeks, I told him, my neighbor, that because we adjacent to the neighbor,
Can we just, so we can hear them? Thanks.
I will set up a fan, a vinyl fan at the neighbor request. 6-foot vinyl fan, beautiful fan, so all the way to the end. So it at nighttime, if somebody come drive over and it does not shine the light into his future, yeah.
The bedrooms and
The bedroom.
And what's your address, sir?
79 with the abutting property.
All right. Okay, so you can step back and we can ask anyone who would like to be heard on this matter to please step forward.
Thank you, Ward.
Thank you. Hi.
Yeah, so my name is David, with the abutting property at 79 Prospect Street. I live there with my fiance. Obviously hoping to start a family there. And
Congratulations.
so obviously spoken to Tony a few times, love the guy, I think he's great. Hope he does well. Obviously my biggest concerns are, when the hair salons were there, there was really, they're there till 5 PM, 4 PM. By the time we get home from work, you can't even see anything. Locked parking lot was pretty much empty. Biggest concern was probably like just lights shining directly into my house. I don't know if you've been to the property, but there's really no tree coverage for 6 months out of the year. And then there is tree coverage for the other 6. So it's fine when it's good, but obviously, winter months, it's pretty much passed through. So would love to see a fence there, just some type of blocking, in that sense. Now, I came here, obviously, he's revised his plans, which is great. I think different perspective from the plans that he submitted versus now. So it's good to see that he reduced the number of tables. I would love to see, dedicated delivery parking spot. I know that he said he's not going to do Uber Eats or DoorDash, which, I guess I have no really preference, but in the proposal that he submitted, that was one of the main paragraph was catering to DoorDash and Uber Eats. So clearly there was some type of plan there. And, I would say he wants to pick it up one day and just start registering on the apps to start sending them out there would obviously change things from the meeting. So I'd love to see a registered specific takeout spot if possible. You spoke to the trash hour pickups. Where the dumpster's going is 20 yards from our bedroom, where we hopefully will have a kid one day. Would love to see dumpster pickup throughout the day, not in the middle of the night. We already kind of get hit with coffee time. They got dumpster pickup middle of the night, kind of noisy, a little more noisy with him right next to us for that dumpster specifically. And then no outdoor seating. I don't know if how that works, if I was saying that.
Outdoor dining, they'd have to come in,
Okay.
come back to this board for approval of that.
Yeah, okay, understood. And then, obviously hours of operation, we'll love to see the weekend dialed back to 7 PM instead of 8. I don't know how that works, if it's 8, whatever. But obviously just be noisy, because, 8's when kids go to bed. And what was the last thing? And then future, I guess I'm confused as he approves one thing, can hours just change at a whim, or do they have to get reapproved?
You'd have to come back and amend the
Special
special
permit.
permit.
Okay, and then tables have to get reapproved, so things get just added, okay. That's how that
And,
works.
quite honestly, unless we go in, unless they're going in and inspecting,
Yeah,
there is some reliance on the neighbors.
yeah.
Kind of,
I wouldn't,
I know, but to keep track of it and to notify the zoning enforcement officer for the town, who is also the building inspector.
yeah,
And if you're not comfortable making a complaint, call me. I drop the dime.
I
on
trust-
everybody all over
I
town.
got you. I trust him, he seems like a good guy.
Anonymous
Yeah, it's
Google form
anonymous.
online.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I have no concerns with Tony, he seems great, so, that,
Or he has his own rule book, he goes around.
Yeah.
there you go, we'll take that. I know there's concerns of parking. I'll say when the hair salon was there and in business, the parking lot got full fast, from just a few hair salons. So I can only imagine what a restaurant will do. I know there's obviously concerns from I won't speak to them about parking across the street at William Street. I'll kind of let you guys hash that out. I don't want to speak for them, but yeah, those are kind of my main concerns: the fence, dumpster hours, takeout spot. And outdoor seating, I don't know what else to get. And then free food for a year for me.
You don't want much, right? Tell you that? Take care of it.
I know, right?
Thank you.
Is that good? Thank you, guys. Thank you.
If anyone else would like to be heard in this matter, please step forward. Sign in, please.
Hi,
Hi.
my name's Christina Devine. I live at 1113 William Street. We own the two-family right next to the parking lot at the back of the church. So I have a couple things that I just have some questions on and some concerns. Number one, we're a cut-through street. William Street is a cut-through. It's a cut-through for the center, and that's just something we have to live with. Unfortunately, it makes me think that people are going to use our street even more and increase the traffic on our street. So that's a concern for us, and I don't think there's anything we can do about that, which is just part and parcel of where we live.
It's a public way.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I've lived there all my life. We bought my parents' house, so my grandparents owned it back in the 40s. I've been there forever. Yeah, I'm a townie. There used to be no parking on one side of the street all the way down. Now I think there's only maybe there's one sign at the end of the street on Summers Road. There's one there, and there's one, I think it's still there. Is there one still in front of your house? A little further up? Yeah, in front of Lavoie's, which is 12 William. There's a no parking. There used to be more on the street, but over the course of years, they came down and were never replaced. Our concern is parking on our street. Because when people try to take that corner and somebody is parked like in front of 80 Prospect Street, it becomes a problem. Especially now, if you have two parked there, it's going to be an even bigger problem. And I know he talked about how many spaces are needed for the hair salon and for the restaurant. The reality is, the hair salon sometimes has 6 cars in their parking lot, because I kept track. I took pictures so that I have that. I have that. It happens. So to say that they're only going to use 2 or 3, it's not a reality. And I know we have to follow, just set whatever the town says, but we have to think about these things also. And my thought is, if there's going to be overflow and they want to use the church, then they have to get that written to be able to use the church. Am I correct?
Well, it's church property, and the church would have to sign off on it if they sought to use it, yeah.
Okay, so, but the way the laws read now, they can go ahead and, because even though the salon is using 5 or 6 spots, even though that happens, they can still do that. So the overflow is either gonna go right on Prospect Street, right on William Street, or possibly in the church. So is it possible to get the no parking signs back up the way they used to be on William Street, on that, what's that, the even side of the street? It's on the even side of the street.
So I mentioned on the last one, so the town council, really through a suggestion of the Department of Public Works, is the entity that approves what's called rules of the road.
Right,
That's a rule of the road.
right.
So they would have to approve additional no parking on that street.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were going to put in, for the last people, you were going to put in a request for that, correct?
We would ask them to do that, yeah, we do that all the time.
Can you do that for us too?
If we get to that point, I will give you an example. Cassie sitting to my right, she lives on Melwood. When we had to site the new high school, and during the construction, or the people were parking on Melwood and then dropping their kids off and crossing Maple Street. And they were parking in people's driveways, it was a big mess. So as part of that permitting process, we made a request to the town council that at least during the construction of the new high school, that there be no parking on Melwood for, how far down? 50, 100?
Goes like 4 houses down, 4 or
Yeah.
5 houses down.
And they did it.
Okay,
So we have some pull, maybe?
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So we can, if we decide, that could be a request.
right.
Yeah,
That would be, I mean, we want to see Tony succeed.
yeah.
We do. I mean, I think all our neighbors said, we want that to happen.
And on the sharing with the church, that was kind of where I was going with my questioning on the first 2 buildings, and what do they have that he could use for overflow parking?
Yeah, I don't think he can use the CH,
Probably not, though.
no.
Yeah. But,
But the church, I'm sure he can use the church if there's not a stipulation that has to be written, he'd have to get that in writing from them. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
For liability.
for liability reasons, yeah.
Well, they have a sign up that says we're not, whatever it says.
Not responsible.
That's right. That's what they have.
That's-
That doesn't, right,
Between 2 individual parties.
right.
Yeah.
So would he have to get that? Get permission from them?
If we made the determination that we did not believe there was sufficient parking,
Okay. So,
go and say, would you reach out to this party and that party?
but the way the laws read, not
The way the laws read, he has
has
sufficient
sufficient parking if he cuts back on his tables and
Yes.
everything.
parking.
Okay.
It sounds like he has said he would do.
Yeah, it sounds like he has. Okay, so the other issue we had, and I didn't realize it until the last people spoke, is they have lights on their building. And they have 2 lights, and then they have, and it's outdoor lighting, and then they have a sensor one in the middle. And the way my house faces, my kitchen, my living room, and my front room, my kitchen, my den, and my front room all face that parking lot. So those lights come on at night and shine right into our house. And the sensor light does the same thing. So is it possible to have outdoor lighting that faces down on that, or is?
Already have that.
It's required.
We have that as a potential.
It's a required, so he has to get rid of those other lights.
You'll have to replace some
Okay.
down-facing lights or have a shield so it doesn't spill out into neighboring properties.
Okay, great.
But that would be an improvement for you.
That would be good. That would be good.
Please remember, if there's a lot of overflow, he is violating a special permit.
Okay,
Because it's just, the formula is one space per three seats. So if there's 10 extra cars, he's violating a special permit,
okay.
and you can make a complaint to the planning board.
Then we would just go down to town hall, to the planning
See
board.
that gentleman right there?
Yeah, my husband already saw that.
And,
I thought you looked familiar.
yeah. So, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think that was it, right? I think that answers all of it for me. Thank you.
If there's anyone else who'd like to be heard on this matter, please step forward. Hello. Please sign in.
So I have something I'm going to read off. Is that okay?
So you're going to speak louder.
Yeah. Sorry. I have something I can read. Can I read this just off?
I still can't hear you.
Can I just read this off of here? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
But you have to speak loud enough so the microphones will pick you up.
Okay. Hello, my name is Reagan Siddig. I'm 14 years old and I have lived here in town my whole life. My entire life up until last year, I've lived next to Van and Tony. They were some of the best neighbors I could have ever asked for. They legally immigrated here to the U.S. many years ago and chose to pursue putting in businesses here and growing the economy. Along with being the best neighbors ever, they are also strong taxpayers. Here in town, Van Lee owns a salon, and along with this, they own the entire building that the salon is currently operating in. In this building, there used to be a hair salon on the other side, but it is now an empty space that is unoccupied. Since they own the entire building, they have decided to pursue they have decided to pursue, I'm sorry. They've decided to pursue putting in a Vietnamese restaurant there. They only want to repurpose the space into a small, high-end dining space with limited tables and seating. What Van and Tony are trying to do is bring more tax revenue towards the town than they are previously doing, and creating more job opportunities for young people like me or others to work near where we live, as well as offering a food that is a diverse option from the food that is currently served here in East Longmeadow. As I clearly showed and pointed out, Van and Tony are amazing people, so I have no idea why there should be any problem with this. So in closing, I ask you, the planning board, to approve the permit request for this restaurant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Susan Kokoyanakis. I've lived on Porter Road, East Longmeadow for 25 years. When I moved on Porter Road, I knew it was a main road. It's a busy street. I knew that. I can complain and I can say all I want. There's nothing I can do about it. Tony and Van, they're really trying to do this. This is Tony's lifelong dream, to own a restaurant, and I've had the privilege and honor to try his pho. It's amazing. So I'm just telling you all now, there might be an issue with parking, because once you try it, cars are gonna be lined up, okay? So if that's what the neighbors think is gonna deter this, there's a way to work it out. I know there is, but I'm saying,
To be honest with you.
well, yeah, I just,
think they're gonna be good.
they are good. They're gonna be great, and they're gonna be great neighbors, and whatever you need them to do, I know they're gonna do it, because they are the two most honest, hardworking. They're great, and they are welcome to have another business in East Longmeadow, so.
Thank you.
Wanted to say.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
My name's Judy. I've known Van
Last name?
Bovier.
Thank you.
I've known Van Lee and her husband for about 17 years. She does my hair, obviously. I haven't had the pleasure of tasting her husband's spoon, but I'm looking forward to it. I understand there are parking issues. So I was in the building when a couple of the residents came in. And I believe firmly with my whole heart that Tony and Van will work with them to make them very happy, whatever lighting they have to put in. They're very considerate. They had a business down here across the street from Pride. I think she had 3 or 4 parking spots. Never saw a problem. I just believe there'll be great people that will bring revenue to the town, and I'm hoping that you give them a chance to do so.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sign in first.
Please.
Perfect. Okay. Good evening, Chairperson and members of the Planning Board, and really residents and abutters to the property. My name is Darlene Rees-Sittig. I live at 159 Canterbury Circle in East Longmeadow, and I'm here to speak in strong support of Anthony Nguyen and Stephanie Lee, also known as Van Lee. It sounds like everybody's got that clear. I've known Anthony and I'm going to call them Tony and Van personally now since 2000. And since I moved to Massachusetts, and I can say without hesitation, they are outstanding individuals who have contributed meaningfully to East Longmeadow for nearly 2 decades. Since they immigrated to the United States in 1998, they've built a life rooted in hard work, integrity, and commitment to this community. and to the US. They've opened a business here in 2006 and have been local employers and taxpayers and ultimately chose to build their home here in town. We chose to build our homes here together, our lots right next to each other. Tonight, I respectfully ask that you consider allowing them to repurpose the existing property to open a second business in that location. And I really appreciate the dialogue here tonight and the concerns from the neighbors. And having been a personal neighbor, I do know they will meet your concerns. And I respectfully ask that you consider allowing them to move forward. This is not a proposal for dramatic new construction or change in occupancy, but rather a thoughtful reuse of an already occupied space. The property has previously supported business activity, and this plan simply gives it a new life in a way that continues to contribute to the town's economic vitality and overall appeal. I understand that some concerns have been raised regarding traffic. I worked for Six Flags New England, and I've been to those town committees, hearings, and putting in new capital and traffic with the residents. I understand the noise concerns. However, based on the nature of the proposal, those concerns appear to be a little limited in scope, but not ignored. The business model is designed primarily as high-end dining with minimal seating, which naturally reduces extended on-site traffic. Additionally, there are other food establishments in town operating successfully with similar or even more limited seating and parking accommodations. From my perspective, Tony's revised proposal represents a reasonable and responsible use of this space, one that aligns with both community character and practical expectations, along with demonstrating his commitment to keeping East Long Meadow beautiful and profitable. Beyond logistics, there is also a broader opportunity here. Supporting this business means supporting local entrepreneurship, encouraging small business growth, and welcoming a wider diversity of food offerings that enrich our town. East Long Meadow has always been a community that values tradition and thoughtful progress. This is a chance to uphold both. I respectfully encourage you to take into account Tony and Van's longstanding contributions, their proven track record, and the merits of this new proposal as you make your decision. Thank you for your time and your service to our community.
Thank you. For the purpose of timing, oh, you can sit down, it's okay. Certainly, we can understand, yes.
I'll let you finish, but I'll tell you afterwards.
Certainly, we understand how many people are here are in support of the project. So just to kind of make things go a little quicker, if you have actually an issue that you want to address or concern that you want to address, I think the board would prefer to have you come forward. We do understand the great support in the community for the applicant. So if someone in the audience might has a major concern, would you now please step forward? Okay.
I do acknowledge, we do have one person on the Zoom with their hand
Yes.
up.
Okay.
Can I ask the same question of them?
Yes.
Would you be able to, hey, Sean, would you be able to, there's one person in the attendees list, Dan Nguyen. Could you promote them to panelists so they can?
For picking that up.
Yeah, no worries. That's why the screen's facing you, so you can see those hands go up. Be surprised how easy it is to miss that.
Funny guy.
I think that was a subtle.
It's my job.
So Dan?
Hi, I'm sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
I can.
Okay.
So Dan, we are asking individuals who might have a concern about the property or the use to address the board. If you are here to be supportive of the petitioner, we have heard from a number of people who have indicated their support for the project and for the petitioners.
Okay, sorry. I'm in the wards right now. I'm a medical student in Boston, but I'm Anthony and Van's son, so I missed that part, sorry. But I just want to reiterate that my father has clearly been so receptive to all the community love and support and also concerns So we would greatly appreciate it if everyone continued to support our endeavors. This has been my dad's dream since he first moved to America, and he's been so receptive to all of the neighbors' support. And I've tried to make some time from saving lives to express my opinion. So my patients need me now, but thank you, and please consider your support. Thanks.
Well done.
Thank you.
Address the board that might have a concern.
A negative concern.
A negative concern on the board. Okay. All right. So if not, does the board wish to put forward a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second. Have a second. Second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of closing the public hearing, say
Does
aye.
that affect, I don't think we discussed my,
Oh, we'll get to it.
okay, I don't know how it works, the closing.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Official.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Too much for me.
I just kind of lost my train of thought. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, so the public hearing is closed. Okay. So, so what we as a board do is, so there are certain findings that are put forward by the planning director. Use appear to generate any additional nuisances because operations will, so in this, the operations will all be indoors during normal business hours. We talk about the parking, we talk about the adequate screening that you referred to. In here, he wishes that we have some discussion about the delivery drivers and what we want to do like we did for the last one. And then we have some proposed conditions. They're only proposed. Things like it runs with the owner of the property, the special permit. So here, like as an example, hours of operation shall be, now these have been modified. So I think thanks to his wife, we can now do, instead of being hours of operation Friday, 8 AM to 7 PM, and Saturday through 8 AM to
8 PM.
8 PM, they be 9 AM? 9 AM.
To 7 PM, Mr. Chair, or just 9 AM, and then keep the closing times the same?
So there was a question he'd like to see an hour earlier. To run a restaurant, I think you need to go to 8 o'clock, just my opinion.
On the weekend?
On a weekend, yeah. So, just my opinion. So all the lighting, all the exterior lighting will have to be changed and it'll have to be faced down. So you heard we did that with the last petitioner, so we're being very consistent with that.
Already in there, Mr. Chair.
What's that?
I said that condition's already been put in.
Yep.
Mr. Chair.
No trash pickup, no deliveries between, we're gonna make the hours of 7 AM, and I'd like to see no later than 7 PM. Yep. Everybody okay with that? That there be an installation of a 6-foot vinyl fence between the applicant's property and 79 Prospect Street.
Could be stockade.
I think he mentioned, either you or Tony mentioned vinyl.
Yeah, we discussed that, I mean, there's some type of barrier.
Voluntarily, after listening to the.
You're fine with vinyl?
Yes.
So, Mr. Chair, I would say you could specify the type of screen, but I think material-wise, can't really overstep. So
We're gonna put up a fence and you two can agree.
6-foot fence.
6 foot, 6 foot, okay. My other notes that I had. Oh, and the seating be limited to no more than 32?
Yep, I changed that one too, Mr. Chair.
Tables of 8.
Yep.
Because here it's 36.
Yes. Well, it was originally 40, then it was 36, and he said he'd go down to 32.
Yep, and 32 works with the parking.
Yep, works with the parking. So now on the issue of, just so you're aware, I think I indicated, so it is the role of the town council to decide the no parking. that you were discussing on William Street. So we can ask the town council for their consideration that they provide appropriate no parking signs for all of William Street, one side of William Street, so help us out. All, okay. So we will make that request as a board to the town council that they have to hold a hearing on it.
You gotta go to that and tell them you want it.
Yeah.
You have to go to that hearing,
Yeah.
and then you tell them you want it.
But one side of the street was always no parking, and there still are a couple signs.
Yeah.
but- So is that in a record somewhere?
It should be, yeah, it should be.
And just one thing, with the size of the street, for an emergency vehicle to come through, it would be hindered if there was parking on that street.
Yeah, on
Yeah,
both sides.
that's for their consideration, unfortunately. It's not for us. And, so my, thing about the parking lot for this, I mean, when you're running a restaurant, you want to have sufficient parking for your customers. If you don't have sufficient parking for your customers don't come back because there's not sufficient parking. So I am more of providing a little leeway. I mean, he meets the requirements, but he's been a successful business person in the past. We have to operate.
I suggest he goes to the Congregational Church and talks with them.
I would
There's a lot
suggest
of
you go to the
parking over
church
there.
and your neighbors and see if you could just do something. It's nothing that we did ask Villa Napolitano to do it, and they did it right away.
Because they didn't have enough parking to support their business.
But there is sufficient parking.
Yeah, so you're merely suggesting to the applicant.
Suggesting, yep.
He doesn't have to do it, but he should consider it if he wants to. Okay, so I'll make that perfectly clear for the record.
Yep. Thank you. Okay,
A question, it goes without saying, parking on Prospect Street, is parking on Prospect Street allowed?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I don't know why you would, but like, just DoorDash people are nuts.
It's one of those streets that was identified where you can't park according to our rules and regs.
and people.
Double check that too, but.
And people, people don't pay attention to rules anymore.
I know.
They park wherever they want, they speed wherever they want, they trash whatever they want. And it's just unfortunate. But so, so we can put conditions on, if someone chooses not to do that. Your recourse about overflow parking and so forth would be to Mr. Wachilla down the end. And, and if it was so bad, they'd have to come back before this board.
If it becomes like a consistent issue where more neighbors are telling us that like, hey, Tony Fo's customers are parking in front of my house and causing damage,
I'm not worried about it.
then that's, I'm not saying it will happen, but saying if it does, that gives us a way to enforce it, where we go out to the business owner and just tell them to comply with the permit, or else we can
Pull the permit.
pull the permit.
Okay,
And that's when we would say, go to the Congregational Church and actually get something.
Yeah.
gotcha.
I don't anticipate issues with that, but that's been a good way for us to resolve other issues in town. And it's worked pretty well for us.
So I would ask on the findings, can I have a motion to approve the findings as presented?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
On the conditions as amended, our discussions?
Can I ask a clarifying question, just to make sure I'm on the same page as the board? Okay. So you're keeping all the unhighlighted conditions that are standard for all of our permits.
Yep.
You're doing a condition for hours of operation be from Monday through Friday, 9 AM to 7 PM, and then Saturday, Sunday, 9 AM to 8 PM. Is that correct?
Right.
And I'm gonna ask Tony's wife to give him a little break in the morning.
He can make money. So all necessary licenses to operate the intended business shall be obtained and kept current at all times. We're gonna keep that one. Any proposed signage shall adhere to the sign bylaw. Number of seats shall not exceed 32.
Yeah.
Trash receptacles shall be screened from view at all times, which I believe in his plans he does have.
Yep.
Exterior facing lights shall be downcast and shielded to protect light spillage onto neighboring properties, which I believe he will do. And then street parking associated with the proposed restaurant use is strictly prohibited. And then as a suggestion, the planning board will submit to the town council or ask the applicant to submit to the town council a request for no parking signs on William Streets. Am I missing anything?
Yeah, I would say this board would seek.
This board would do it, okay.
Instead of the residents having to seek that, we would seek the town
Rob
council.
the fence.
Defense, yeah.
The fence between 79 Prospect Street and this property, and then lastly, trash pickup and any deliveries
That's it.
have to occur within 7 AM to 7 PM. And that's all I have.
So a motion on the conditions?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And then now on approval of the special permit with the conditions, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Set. Okay, we have more business to conduct, so out you go.
Mr. Chair, let's give the folks a few minutes to leave. I'm gonna go ask the applicant a question.
Okay.
I just gotta like eliminate ChatGPT, you know, people ChatGPT.
Yeah, right. Everybody has great speeches.
Mr. Denver. I don't know if you'll remember me, Pauline.
To get my hair cut.
I remember
Good, yeah, and your sister.
And there was a nail place there.
Yes, they're around. Great, it's nice English.
Cabello.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
I will try not to be open late so he doesn't have to work hard. Thank you.
Look forward to trying it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I do enjoy pho, you know, gotta get to the X. The only one I know is one of the X, right, the pho.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank
Good luck.
you. Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
That's it, knock over the chair.
Thank you. When do you think you'll be open?
It's construction right now, we gotta have a permit, building permit, especially with the kitchen.
Months.
Hopefully July.
Okay.
August.
Yeah. No, excited to try it.
After the day, I can move forward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Hey.
A lot of interested parties here for the mixed-use district.
Seems to be a quieter.
All right. So, recreational vehicles, it's, you might, the first meeting in January, I said I wanted to try to do something about those large recreational trailer.
Like the one I have?
Could be, yeah.
He's got some on his mind. He's on a tangent.
So I just wanted to make sure it got on the agenda. It can go to the next meeting before we have a discussion on it.
Sure, and I did include the previous zoning amendment that's sort of related to this.
Yeah.
Just so you guys can see what the language was.
Yep.
And of course, I highlighted so you know which part to look at. So, just look at that and see if it's good enough, and then we could discuss further at our next meeting in late June.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
So, on the use table.
Yep.
So, hopefully everyone, so Rob, at our last meeting, where you were like probably in the Caribbean or something.
No, it's just Naples, Florida.
Yeah, close enough. We had a robust discussion about, and you were on that committee, right? The original town center.
Yep.
So our thought process was very similar to yours, but we wanted to bring it further back toward the Rotary and essentially end where Tomorrow Carpet was, and you go directly across the street, Shaker Bowl.
Yeah.
And then like the place we just approved a larger warehouse for.
Olive.
Get that thing.
Yeah.
That little guy.
Because if you kind of looked at the buildings past Tomorrow Carpet, they were more industrial in nature. I know you got to the bike shop and the yoga, but you had Perrone's, which is an auto body.
Martina.
Next year, yeah, that's further down, but like right next to that was Scooters, the machine shop place, and
Yeah.
and then there's another, I think, auto repair place, and so we figured right there. And then we just started to look through some of the language in under 455.12, which was on page 5, and we kind of agreed that for now, this
The first part, right?
the first part, and we changed the order in some of it. And then we were going to, we ended and we said that we would take the use table and try to go through it this evening. And I don't know who has not gone through it, but I do know there are some questions that want to be asked. So I think why don't we just go through without specifically mentioning each one, but we'll go by the page number. So,
Mr. Chair, if you want some structure, I have a slides that organize the discussion. I mean, we could take the use table first if you want, but I figured if you wanted to rehash the map, I actually have one item I wanted to show the board.
Okay, go ahead.
Consideration. So if you don't mind.
No.
I'm also going to have slides for all these discussions, just so we can organize ourselves. So these are the three topics we're hoping to discuss today. I did do case study work too, Mr. Chair, and I can update the board on that. So just going to the map first. So I do have some boards with me today. So just to show you what changes we have. So anything in green are parcels that we added. So we decided to add this plaza down here and these three properties right here. So all three of these are commercial properties that have buildings that could be reused or have potential for some sort of development.
so it's the dental office.
Yep. And then I don't remember these other two are. No, Stacy's Cleaners. Actually, this is Stacy's Cleaners.
Yeah.
That's the building that we just approved for the special permit. But yeah, the dental office is right there. I'm not sure what this one is.
Oh, the bank. The
I think this is
financial
Place next to the bank, yeah.
Oh,
Is that the
The hub, the financial office.
oh, Hub
insurance?
Financial.
one of them is insurance, finance. It doesn't
It's
matter.
Hub Financial.
Something like that, yeah. This is like the bigger plaza that's across the street from these properties, but there's one thing I want to bring to your attention. So thinking about it, and this is actually brought to me by Rebecca Lisi, our deputy town manager, which I'm thankful that she called my attention on this. So this part in red we got rid of, right? Like we started here, there's some single family homes here, then the gas station's down here, the few other commercial businesses. So remember those renderings I showed you guys the first meeting? We hired that consultant to do renderings of what the current zoning allows for and what's there. So one of these parcels down here, I don't remember which one, currently has a single family home, right?
Yeah.
See here,
That's for sale.
Yeah.
that's for sale,
Yeah.
but somebody could tear that down, and mind you, the rail trail is in the back there. They could put this building there, a 2-story industrial building with all these parking spaces, have the setbacks met, and you'll have an industrial building facing the rail trail. And that's if the current zoning in the industrial district is allowed to exist. And I think the reason why, Rob, you might have been a part of those discussions, that they had this district go all the way down here to Chestnut is to prevent those along the rail trail. So that's just something to consider. I wanted to bring that up to you because that could be a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
I would caution the board to reconsider adding that back in, but that's totally your choice, and I think it's worth a discussion. So,
But that would add a gas station to the mixed-use zone, which I don't agree with.
so we could take the gas station off if we want to, but I do encourage the properties north of it should be considered part of the district to avoid that, especially along the rail trail, which is one of the most important assets in this whole district.
So next to the gas station, the next building is a single family.
Yes.
But it's used for, right now it's used for, is there a gun shop in there?
Yeah,
It's a
gun shop and a hair
it's
salon.
Gun
Yeah.
training, they don't sell, it was
They
weird,
don't
it was like
sell.
gun training, and then like there's a salon upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm
Rob,
just
if
just trying to orient myself.
If that place is for sale now, though, I mean, are we kind of behind the 8 ball, though?
I mean, I wouldn't say behind the 8 ball, but they could put that there today if they wanted to. But there is a rule for zoning amendments. If there is an advertised zoning amendment that is in public hearing mode, like we already advertised in the newspaper, they technically can't build that on that property because it would be in this district. So they would have to follow the regulations that are currently in the public hearing. It's very confusing. It's actually case law that created this. The Amherst Building Commissioner actually told me about that law. So say, for example, they tear this down and then we start the public hearing for this, they can't build that because we're in public hearing mode for this.
So are we just
If it
gonna,
fails, it goes back.
just gonna come down to the house then, include the house?
I would say all these to the gas station because they're all houses. There's some that are used for commercial purposes, some of them aren't.
There's a bike shop next to the gas station.
No,
That's
there's.
2 down.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 down, yeah.
But the thing I want to caution is that the rail trail is probably the best place to put any sort of real estate in this district because it's walkable. You can go to all these other amenities. You can go right to the center of town. Kids could go to the school if there's kids in this area, if there's mixed use buildings here. I think having industrial buildings that are brand new facing the rail trail might be problematic for two different reasons. Property values might go down a little bit because nobody wants to live next to an obnoxious big industrial building. This may not happen, but this could happen. It's legal. They don't need any permits from this board for this. This is by right. That's the scarier thing. So they could put a big building like this by right.
We'd have to prove the plan, the site plan.
You do have to approve the site plan, but you can't legally deny their ability to put that there. So that's the other thing too to keep in mind. So
I have no problem with it.
Is that lot industrial or commercial or business?
these are all industrials.
All industrial.
This whole strip here is industrial.
How the hell did they
How
get a
far
single
down does
family
that
into
go?
industrial?
It goes all the way to,
No, from there, how far toward the center does the industrial?
It's that whole side.
Right where the railroad is.
Oh, the whole,
all that. Yep, that's why we're including this whole district because it's all former industrial.
Yeah.
Obviously, the town doesn't want that.
Right.
So it sounds like Pete wants to leave the gas station out.
Yes.
Just include all these other parcels.
I would be okay with that.
Okay.
How about the board members?
Yeah,
yeah, I'm fine.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Because then that makes a,
Taking notes here.
So, Rob, that begs the question of, so I think everybody, including the town council, would like to change the zone so that we get on board right now
Sure.
for no industrial use.
That's the plan. Yep.
Okay, how soon can we just do that
So you mean no industrial uses whatsoever?
in this district?
As soon as we start the public hearings. So as soon as we advertise it and the town council throws it back to you guys to hold a public hearing. So right now, we're just doing informal discussions.
Yeah.
I recommend going through the rest of the bylaw first before you do that. I would say you could probably start the public hearing July, August, maybe August. That's probably the earliest you could do. You did give yourself a 6-month timeline for this.
Right.
Again, I don't see this.
Are you saying like in conjunction with this or just do that anyways?
Just do it right
Just
now.
do that.
Get it done.
Separately do
Get
that.
done.
I recommend doing it with this district.
Can we do it separately, just to get it done?
You could, but you would just approve the district boundaries going to this, but you would want to have the bylaw created already. We already have a lot of it done, we just have to go through it. That's pretty much all we have to do.
Well,
You could do a zone change to make this
Just the zone change.
some other districts if you want to do something now.
to create a district.
But again, you would have to go with an existing district and then just change it back again. I mean, it's up to you whether or not you want to include these parcels or just leave them.
You need to open that door.
Yes.
Thanks.
Why, cold?
No, because the public might want to come in.
Oh,
So it's a tricky situation. I mean, you could, I don't see this happening right away.
Yeah.
This is more of like a future thing, so there's no rush.
I've actually
It's
had,
something to keep in mind.
I've actually had some town councilors ask me about creating a district and immediately just doing away with industrial in that district.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
So industrial is gonna be gone, so all of this,
No, but I mean, they want to act quickly.
act quickly, okay?
I mean, that property literally is up, I mean, I'm actually surprised it hasn't sold, or maybe it's already.
He's gonna
in
put an
works,
offer later.
but- So I was like, I go, wait a minute, so excuse me now?
Are you putting this?
I mean, well, I mean, that's the concern, right, is it's been for sale for a while.
Yep.
And if somebody figures that out,
These meetings are public, so.
They are public, but also if somebody were to buy this and to design this, it's gonna take them months to do that anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't see, I think if we do this in a timely fashion, right? Finish by like early August and then start the hearings after that, we'll be fine. Because as soon as we start the hearings, they're not gonna be able to put that in because we have a public hearing open.
So we all agree that down to the gas station.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna put a note here.
Do some of you remember Tide Richards?
God, he was a good friend of mine.
Yeah. He actually, so when we were doing the gas station, or we amended that permit, some of the residents across the street on Shaker came and wanted to make some changes to the lighting and stuff like this. And they came and they said, you know, what should we do? He said, you should just sell it. You make everybody sell, and you sell it to a commercial developer, and you just extend the whole, town business district all the way down to Chestnut Street.
Again, I've seen.
There's like 5 houses on the other side.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But I've been doing this for like almost 6 years now, and every time I've seen somebody buy a property, it takes them up to
I'm on my phone.
6 to 10 months to even do plans and have everything ready.
Yeah.
So the process of even building a commercial building is gonna take forever. I mean, it's not something you wanna rush. There's a lot of stormwater requirements, building code stuff, fire code, all that stuff, so it's not gonna be a quick thing.
Yeah.
But if we keep up with this and doing what we're doing, we're gonna be good. So I have no worries there from my end. Do you want me to move on, or any questions about the map?
Nope.
I'm up for approving the map and getting rid of the industrial district and doing just that for now.
Okay, so.
That's my.
Keep in mind, the gas station is still zoned industrial.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm talking about with the housing, the whole nine works.
Yep.
I am up for, at this point in time, approving the area and getting rid of the industrial and not consider any of the housing or any of that stuff at this time.
But continue to go through this
Right.
process.
Absolutely, and we're gonna visit this again during the public hearing.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is just having the planning board finalize this bylaw. Then once we do, you guys give your go-ahead, we'll send it to the town council so they can start the process.
They can always add stuff in later on.
You can during the hearing, yes.
Yeah.
No, after the hearing's over, after the district is made, we can put additional things in, can't we?
You would have to do another amendment process.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
Rob, are we getting too cute if we try to put in the gas station, if it ever changes hands or becomes, not maybe changing, but it becomes anything other than a gas station, it will revert to the town district? Because I mean, in our lifetimes, I don't think that thing will never not be a gas station, but in the future, it could change.
If you want to absorb that parcel into the district, we could definitely do something like that.
It's fine today, but if you ever build pizza out and convert it to a.
So you're allowed to take.
Whatever.
So you can actually, so say, if you wanted to expand to this parcel for some reason, because there's economic development advantages, you could just extend the district to include that. It wouldn't be spot zoning, because you're incorporated into this bigger district. It's only spot zoning if, like, say you take this property and you zone it to that. Look how far away that is.
Yeah.
Move
That's
your
spot
finger down a little further and to the right, and then you'll have mine.
Yeah.
So spot zoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a good map. I think the district boundaries are done on purpose to get rid of all that industrial stuff. I think also it's good to combine these districts into one. Because if you combine it into one, you're gonna have the same style of development throughout, which looks a lot better than pork chop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem, yeah.
All right,
All right,
you guys wanna move on to use table?
I would.
All right, so next slide.
So, I actually have specific questions about where you put a yes or a no.
Yep.
So, it's the very first one, general uses. Agriculture, horticulture, floriculture, viticulture.
We asked that last time. Oh. Said,
It's a law?
So on properties over 5 acres, we have to under state law.
Do we have any lot in that district
5 acres?
that has 5
You
acres?
still have to put yes for it no matter what. Even if there is no 5 acres or more in that,
Oh.
you still have to.
Okay.
You
Okay,
can say no for everything else, that's what I did there with the other ones.
that's fine.
Like dealing with the church.
Yeah. I mean, just to give you guys background, I mean, we have the new proposed uses on the left there, all those bullet points, and then the changes on the right, and I believe, Russell, you wanted to bring up eliminating single-family homes from the district.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Do you still want to do that?
Let's just keep talking on these uses.
Absolutely, go ahead,
Okay.
please.
So I go down to number 8. Area and facility for sporting activity.
Okay.
Does not apply to family use, and you put no. So what is that, area and facility for sporting activity?
So my understanding, we don't really have a way of defining this because there's no definition in our bylaw, so we kind of guessed, like we do for a lot of other things in this table. We assume it's like a sports field, or like a soccer field, or like an outdoor field.
But we have them all over the center.
We do, but that's a different zoning area, and also a lot of those are town-owned. So if it was a privately owned field, we wouldn't allow for it. Because we have another use category that talks about town-owned properties,
Yeah.
which is different.
Commercial and private.
So, the baseball field, center field owned by the town. The sports fields of the high school owned by the town. The high school owned by the town. So anything that's publicly owned, the zoning's more laxed on it.
Okay, so you say, I'm gonna build a soccer field and I'm gonna charge people to go in. That's a no.
That's a no. The town just doesn't want that anywhere in town.
Yep.
They only want publicly owned sports fields. And that's my understanding of looking at this use table.
Okay, so get on to B.
Well, can I wait a minute?
Sure.
If you don't mind?
Go ahead. I'm hungry.
I know you are.
You better hurry up.
I'm kind of like, I don't see anything wrong with that.
No?
I mean, we have Pioneer Gymnastics, right smack dab in the middle. You got the cheerleading place.
Yeah.
Smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, those are allowed. That's a different use category called recreation facility, commercial.
These are like outdoor
Yes,
facilities?
outdoor sports fields. So like if somebody came in and said, you know what, I want to build a Thunderbirds outdoor field hockey practice facility or something, and it's not owned by the town, that wouldn't be allowed. Or if it's like, I don't know, some guy comes in, he's like, I want to put a baseball field here that I'm going to own. People can pay me to use it. Or like outdoor batting cages or like outdoor anything. A lot of the stuff has to be restricted to inside, but I mean, it's up to you as the board to decide if you want to change that.
So we can't get a professional team in, is what he's saying.
If they own the facility.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
East Long Meadow Red Stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just thinking that red.
So so under B1 and 2, I just want to put that off for now.
Sure.
Okay? And the same with like mixed use development, just put that off for now. And then I had the, and I'm sorry if I'm hogging it, but,
We talked about it.
yeah, public or commercial garage, yes, you have. Does anybody really think we need a public garage?
Like a parking garage.
Parking garage?
I mean, it's up to you.
You missed one.
Huh? What did I miss? Oh, I'm not there yet.
It was actually,
I got
I'm
you.
way up here.
Yeah, I got
Mr.
it.
Chair, the reason why that was included, and I think I have it down further as a separate category, parking garage, for special permit.
Yeah.
That was actually included in the town council's framework document as an allowable use, parking garage facility or structure. That's pretty much it. And that's why it was put in there as a special permit. I mean.
I mean, it
it's your
helps
call.
solve a lot of the parking problems we just discussed tonight, if that could ever happen. I don't know where it ever go, but.
And parking garages could be designed in a way where you force them to put it at the back of the building and just have an entryway from the street so you don't see it.
But if this is
Could be
all
underground.
on the, like, focusing on the development on the bike path. So you're saying it would either be on the bike path side or the street side, which
When we're
would
on that-
technically both be,
Well, it doesn't have to be, just be right along the bike path.
no, but
You would-
I'm saying, like.
In my honest opinion, you only put parking garages in areas where it's really dense and you can't find parking easily. And you're gonna walk from the parking garage to wherever you're going. The parking garage is most likely gonna go right here in this area. It's not gonna go this way because I imagine a lot of this is gonna be mixed use, but not intensive commercial use, it's gonna really require a parking garage. If I was putting a parking garage anywhere, it'd either be here,
Yeah.
here, but not there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
When we're on the board, we talked like in the Crane area, behind like the health tracks, things like that, like a couple story one as like a central parking spot, so you could walk to things. Right, so I think that's where that had come about.
All right.
But also, like, this parking lot's never used anyways. I mean.
Never.
Yeah.
The one thing I've learned about parking is that everybody always complains there's no parking anywhere.
And there's plenty.
There's plenty, but you just have to find it. Help people find it.
No one wants to walk it.
Exactly.
Front row parking.
Help people find it, that's how you solve the parking issue.
I put a no for that.
For that one?
Yep.
For parking garage or for?
So that's an open item then. Can you mark that as an open item?
Sure.
All right. And then I had a question on 10, wireless telecommunication service or facilities?
And towers.
And towers.
Is that also a law?
So you can't violate the Telecommunications Act.
Okay, so it's a law.
But the reason why I put yes for that is because sometimes people put antennas on top of buildings.
Yeah.
And that's technically a cell phone antenna that requires approval from, yeah. That's why it was labeled as such.
And then convalescent assisted living, congregate elderly, handicapped housing or nursing home.
Oh.
That's 14, correct?
Yeah, and you have no.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna say this, I mean, so I'm on the Brownstone Gardens Board of Directors, and we've had a discussion about the long-range plan of possibly looking at carbon combustion. Because there is a ton of money available in tax credits for elder housing in town centers.
Sure.
And the amount of traffic that elderly facility, elder housing creates is like slim and none. It's not a burden. on that area. So I'd like to just leave that the possibility.
Would you want to make that a special permit, like other uses?
Yeah. That's
Is
fine.
that an open item or is that a closed item?
It's a closed item.
Okay, let's make that special.
And then,
Special permit.
then you got hospital or sanatorium medical clinic.
Yep.
So I can agree, no hospital, no sanatorium, but why not medical clinics?
Yeah, it's labeled as,
Permit.
labeled as special permit. Okay. It'd be case by case. I don't think they're gonna put a big hospital.
No.
Maybe like a minute clinic or something.
Yeah, okay.
Like a small office.
And then,
Parking garage.
yeah, well, we talked parking garage. What about commercial schools?
Commercial schools, I only put yes for that one because it's allowed by right in the other commercial and business districts. So I kind of mimicked that pattern.
Yeah.
But it's up to you guys.
Commercial condominiums.
Commercial condominiums, I was, so my thought process. So one thing, trying to think outside the box, and I think I've mentioned it a couple times, is if you're, it's more gonna be kind of related to I guess, a professional services, so a lawyer, an architect, an engineer. So you can buy a condo and live in it, and also have your office space in it. And people can actually go and see you at your office, but you also have a residential component.
So that's not what that is. So I looked it up and basically what it is, it's like,
It's a good idea, though.
it's like an office building owned by one person. And instead of renting space, it's basically just a condominium for commercial uses. So nobody's really living there per se. The way those are set up is that you have, say, like, I don't know, 10 office spaces. Each individual owner could own one of those office spaces, and it's basically like a condominium.
Like next to Sunoco.
You don't see them too often. They exist, and that's another thing that the town council draft sent to me included, and that's why I put that in this table.
It's like, that's, Russ and I were talking about, that's like next to Sunoco,
That's like a what? Sorry?
next to Sunoco gas station.
Westwood and North Main, you've got those office complex back there.
Yeah. It's like one building, but each individual owner
Yeah.
owns that and pays taxes and fees or whatever,
Yeah.
like a condo association, except it's just for the businesses. It's basically like a non-residential condo, that's all it is.
Could you do that under special permit?
I mean, it's allowed, well, I don't know, this is a new use that we're proposing, so I kind of just mimicked business, commercial, even industrial, and then this by right because of the type of use that it is. I mean, that's up to you.
See this, okay.
But you do allow professional offices in general by right in these areas as well. So it kind of makes sense to kind of keep those two similar. I think if you did special permit for commercial condominium, less people are gonna want to do it. It seems like a prohibitive step, so to speak. But also, if you allow it by right, it makes it easier for those spaces that might be underutilized to easily be filled, so there's no vacancies. That's just my honest opinion.
So my next, or Pete and mine, Pete and I had a meeting of the minds as much as possible on this. So I'm at, so I think I figured out specialty food market.
Yep.
So we would not allow a supermarket, but we would allow a specialty market that's 5,000 square feet or less.
Yep.
So that's small. So, okay.
And the reason for that is because, again, another item that was identified in that draft that was sent by the council, I looked it up, and a lot of the common definitions of a supermarket is that they have to be 5,000 square feet or bigger. Usually they're way bigger than that, but I figured 5,000 for a smaller market makes more sense. Again, it's like your deli shop or small grocery store that people could walk to, that's not very big. Just basically food retail that's smaller in size.
So if we're taking out the gas station on Shaker Road, and, because you've got gasoline filling station by special permit.
Yep.
So do we just make that no?
For gasoline filling station?
Yeah.
10 through 13.
13,
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely, you're right, you could say no to those if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yes.
And just keep those outside maybe and the
Yes.
other.
Yeah.
We could change that.
Oh, the takeout place, oh, they're gonna have seating, so I was gonna say, wow, you snuck in under that one.
Yeah, and 20 seats max, because I feel like that's most appropriate. I think that's a good way to distinguish between regular restaurant and smaller cafe takeout establishment. It kind of lifts the burden of having them get a special permit if realistically that business is only gonna last maybe a year.
Yeah.
Tops, most of the time.
What's the difference between the restaurant and the takeout food establishment? Why is one special permit, one's yes?
So restaurants are for the larger businesses, so say like your Villa Napolitanas versus the small sandwich shops that you on Maple Street.
Cottage food operation.
That place.
So realistically, you're looking at people that primarily come and go get their food versus people that go and just dine in.
Yeah.
We got two
That's
more.
kind of the big difference.
This one here now.
And lastly, we have co-working business incubator space. Mr. Page pointed out that that wasn't allowed in the commercial and business districts. I just kind of changed that to be a yes for those as well as the
Right here.
So then, private garage.
Yep. So you're talking about to private garage.
Says private garage or storage space for not more than 5 vehicles shall be permitted on a lot, not for lease. The standards and conditions in this section shall not apply to any business, commercial, or industrial use.
So basically, the reasoning for that is to allow for parking if you have maintenance vehicles, if there was a garage and it's a mixed-use building, if people live above it, they have the option to potentially do like a garage space for each of those units.
For now.
It's up to you.
Let's put that one on hold for now.
So you want to make that an open item?
Yeah. It's the home occupation or cottage food. Didn't you just, can you repeat what you just said about that?
He didn't talk about that one
Oh, I
yet.
thought you did. Okay.
Do you want me to bring that one up?
So is this the one we did a couple of years ago where the woman wanted to do micro baking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's legitimate use. The only thing we allow for with home occupations is that you can't have customers come in going from the property.
Right.
It has to be either online or you're doing stuff offsite.
Yeah.
You can use it as your base of operations. Can't store anything outside, has to be garage. You only use like, I think it's 30% of the existing building, 20% of the existing building for your business. I've had a lot of people apply through business licenses that we tell you can only use your home for like an administrative area.
Right.
And if you have equipment and vehicles, you have to store that in a garage. We don't have open air storage. I make that very clear to people. If you're doing any sort of like, I don't know, if you're making like a maker space or something, or if you're doing like you have a studio, all that has to be done inside. You can't do that outside.
Since we haven't approved homes in there, residential property, should we just continue that also?
I think we already put that as an item that Russell wanted to table was the single-family homes, and I think the multifamily as well.
Yeah,
But
anything,
this whole thing here,
well, no, that's the,
that's that right there, yeah.
right, that's the home.
Home occupation or cottage food operation.
Right, since we haven't agreed. to
Yes,
homes
no,
in
that
it,
makes
we
sense.
just
Yeah.
Continue
Just
that.
continue that for now.
And I do want to say, lastly, at the bottom ADUs, so the reason why we have to update those is because state law requires that wherever
Yeah.
single-family homes are allowed, you have to allow for ADUs as well. That's also an open item because of the yes for the mixed use. So I'm going to mark that as such.
So who did you find that's doing a good job for having their town center?
Well, I do not have the best of news. I only found one community
Okay,
out of like 10.
and who did you find?
I'm going to explain to you in 1 second.
This,
I
didn't know you had one.
So these communities I found, they're similar to us in population.
Yeah.
Those are reasons why they don't relate to this project. So East Hampton, they're doing it slowly over time, not as broad scale as this amendment. Acton and Mansfield, they're doing MBTA compliance, which has nothing to do with us. And then Reading was doing it through 40R, which has nothing to do with us. But Westboro is doing something similar to what we are doing. So basically, they're trying to rewrite their downtown districts as well to incorporate mixed use, to make it more consolidated, to make it clearer, to allow for more commercial activity, to allow for the mixed use buildings. So, first floor commercial, second floor residential. Try to adapt their zoning for the modern markets in these areas. And they're trying to combine all those multiple districts into one. Just lastly, some key takeaways from that. They did approve this at their recent town meeting on March 24th. They're trying to promote a walkable area, pedestrian-friendly streets, which is a big proponent of this initiative. They focus more on incremental density, which means that instead of having it all come at once, you allow for it to slowly happen over time, which I could see happening in this town as well. I think it'd be good to get advice from them on how they worded their amendments, so we can try to mimic and follow suit if we feel that's appropriate. They believe in economic vitality. They don't want to see large-scale urbanization. A lot of what we want to see in East Long Meadow is slowly over time. To allow for the zoning to change now, but then to allow development to organically flow, so it doesn't overwhelm our infrastructure and doesn't cause terrible traffic issues. So the town has time to respond to that. And that's the contact, their planning director, her name is Jenny Gingras. So I was gonna reach out to Ms. Gingras and just pick her brain to see like what worked for her, what she recommends us to do, and maybe take advice and see if it works out in this situation.
Can we get a copy of what was approved at their town meeting?
Yeah, I could definitely find that for you.
I mean, everybody here probably knows West Hartford. Is that just too big or beyond our scale?
Yeah.
To look at?
Different state.
Yeah.
I always caution against using other states because their zoning laws are different. Connecticut is definitely more laxed, but I don't think they have home rule as much there. So the communities are forced to abide by what the state wants them to do. I think Massachusetts is the perfect way to look at this because Massachusetts has a strong home rule. We kind of have to follow similar patterns to other communities do, et cetera.
No, at this time, because you're not allowing.
So he did say he's going to delay that. So we missed one here. So
Which one's that?
Garaging or parking commercial vehicles notwithstanding section 458.8 additional criteria for home-based trade. You've got a Y there. But since we aren't going to have any homes there at this time, we should continue that. This page, Rob.
Okay, and that's under house trailer. Okay, yeah, I can mark that.
Okay. That's it for me.
So do we want to make that a definite no, or is that an item for next time?
Next time.
Next time.
All right, what do you got for your report, Rob?
Sure. Can I ask one last question?
Sure.
What do you guys want to talk about next time? Those are some topics there that we could talk about. I don't know what you want to talk about. I don't know what's appropriate.
Can we talk about, now we're not gonna meet for a month
Yes.
or more. Can we start working on putting together a meeting with developers?
Yeah, we can do that.
So I think at a minimum, we should talk to the people who actually do business here in East Long Meadow.
Yeah.
Now, some might not have any interest at all, but I'd like to just reach out to them and say, hey, we called you in, we're looking, potential, so no promises on anything. What would you see here in town?
Yep.
So, we got like Mike Carabetta, we got Bretta, we've got the guy who did Rosebud or Rosewood, what's his name, do you remember?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Rosebud Builders?
Yeah, behind Graziano's.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Down
guy.
down by the quarry.
Yeah. You got John Moulton Bray. You're in that world, aren't you, Rob? Do you know other guys doing work here?
The plant.
Oh, yeah, LaPlante, yeah. And who did Bella Vista?
Thanks, Carabetta.
No, I don't think it was Carabetta. No. Who was?
I missed that. Oh, it was some other person. I forgot.
He's
Those
the
are
guy,
separate contractors, I think.
he's the guy who came in and
Sellout.
did grape, when Rebecca was doing the town district and the place in Wilbraham,
Yeah,
he built that.
Oh,
there
yeah.
for that one, I know.
Yeah.
I asked her that.
I don't know what that is.
too.
She might know who
Yeah,
that is.
she definitely would.
Yeah.
And I also I have a list of 10 people that I found.
Okay.
I'm hoping that they can, I was gonna try to make this like a big campaign to advertise these meetings, just so people can attend them. I figured we could figure out when we want that to be. I don't know if we wanna wait until the June 19th meeting to make that date official, or if you'd rather just decide that now or offline. I mean, it's your choice.
I think if you can get people here on June 9th, well, I will not be here. I will call in. or Zoom
That's a
in.
bad.
What if we did that first July meeting?
It's fine with me.
Seventh.
Yes, that's after the 4th. I mean, people will
Yeah.
be off enough at that point, partied off, hopefully able to attend a meeting, talk about zoning, right?
So will there be, is everyone here expecting to be here on that June 16th meeting?
I'm good throughout except for the 19th, which we're canceling anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So I will,
We're not going.
so
Last minute planner. So don't
I'll
know.
probably wait until early June to start advertising this for that July, just to give like a month. And
I mean, some guys might just say, no, I'm not coming. That's.
I have a lot of people interested. I talked to quite a lot of people, including Mr. Plant, Mr. Beretta. I don't want to say many more names, so I want to respect their privacy, but the ones we know, they all want to contribute to discussions on this, so.
Right.
I think it's important to get their feedback, but yeah, no, I'll start that in June.
Okay, what else you got?
Yeah. That's it. I mean,
All right.
do you have an idea of what you want to talk about at the June 19th meeting, or do you not care at the moment?
Yeah, I think we're done for tonight.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll,
Have ideas on this, concept and what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Send them to Rob.
sure. So what if I included general requirements at the June 19th meeting?
So general requirements mean what?
Just a section of the new bylaw called general requirements. It's like a page and a half of stuff. It talks about all those things in there. So leaving out parking, density bonuses, and design guidelines, because design guidelines can take a whole
Yeah.
effort itself. I mean, it's something else to talk about that's outside of use table and the map. It seems like we're finalized with the map. I mean, unless you want the map to come back at a later meeting, no? But use table, definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll try to not make it a heavy meeting, but I just want to make you aware that's going to be potentially what we discuss. So director's reports, and I'll go through it quickly so we can leave. Just give me one moment. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot. You have the meeting dates there. Russell, you're unavailable on the 19th.
Yep.
Pete, you're off on August 4th. I just wanted you guys to know that I acknowledge that. We don't have a meeting on June 2nd, and we don't have a meeting on May 19th either. So you guys get some time off, hopefully enough time to look at this bylaw. A few updates. So our comprehensive zoning study, our consultant, Barrett Planning Group, is wrapping up their final report, and they're going to be sending it to us in the middle of next week. Our open space and recreation plan update, we're still finalizing our contract with Pioneer Valley, with work expected to start in the next month or so. And then finally, Rear Peas Road Solar, they finally sent us their decommissioning plan and bond. We are going to review those and I guess approve their next step in the building permit process, once we've reviewed those and have our town attorney take a look as well. So that's pretty much all I have, and take it away.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.